Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111911.
So this is people are videotaping Ubers are videotaping people, Uber drivers, I should say, are videotaping Uber passengers when they leave their kids behind. This guy on TikTok apparently was in the back of an Uber, and the Uber driver gets pulled over, so he pulls out his phone and he starts recording what happens. And the police come over and they say, "You need your driver's license?" And the driver, he says, "Nah, not really." And he goes, "I need to see your license." And the guy goes, "Nah, not really." On the video, and it's unclear on the video, the driver meant to say he didn't have the document on him or if he didn't have a license at all. I got to think that that's a requirement for Uber to allow people to drive, that they've got to provide a license.
You would think.
To do so.
License and insurance.
So if you look in the comments of the TikTok post, it says, one of the guys says, or girls or whatever, I don't know, it's all usernames, right? They think that the driver in question didn't want to hand over his license because he didn't want to be flagged by Uber for breaking the law. I'd love to hear from Uber driver. Like, if you get pulled over, do you get your job taken away, essentially? If you break the law while driving?
You would think that would be a possibility.
Like, is it like the I mean, your job is to drive, and there's a lot of people's jobs it is to drive, and they get pulled over on the job because, I mean, when you're driving everywhere as a job, then every once in a while you're gonna make a mistake, right?
What if you're a professional driver and you get a DUI? Not driving your car. Driving a boat. Would you possibly lose your job for driving a boat drunk? But you didn't drive your vehicle drunk. You're on the road driving.
Have you got a recent buoy?
No, I don't have a boat. I don't have a boat anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't. And when I had a boat, I don't drive boats drunk.
So if he gives him the license according to the user, then the cop puts it in the system, and Uber flags the license as having a moving violation or something along those lines. And if that's the case, man, I would hope police officers would be a little bit forgiving to Uber drivers. I mean, these are people that are kind of making the road safer. I mean, I'd love to see what the drunk driving arrests were prior to widespread ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft, Like, I'm sure those numbers have gone way down, because when faced with that decision at the end of the night, $30 ride home, or am I going to risk it and get behind the wheel of my car?
Yeah.
And put others in danger as well. I would hope, like 5 over isn't getting you a ticket if you're an Uber driver. Or if you didn't use a turn signal, that doesn't get you a ticket as an Uber driver. So
you started this off by saying that passengers are videotaping Uber drivers.
Yeah, because this guy, he didn't have anything better to do.
You're an Uber driver. Have you ever been videotaped that you know of?
I don't do it as much as I used to. No, I don't think I've ever been videotaped.
So it's probably a very rare thing that's happening. Just everyone.
Well, yeah, if you have the extra time and you're like, I want to see how this guy handles this whole situation. I don't think he has a license. I'm going to videotape and see if he...
Now, if somebody videotaped you, let's say I'm sitting in the back. It's not me, though. It's just somebody. And they start videotaping you, and you can see in the rearview mirror they're videotaping you. We're going to ask them to stop, or you're going to pull over and let them out of the car, or are you going to let them videotape the rest of the ride?
I don't know. I wouldn't care. Whatever. Videotape away. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I would be fine with that, I guess. I wouldn't.
What if the Uber driver's videotaping you, though? Are you okay with that?
Well, they're doing that all. Yeah, that happens all the time. I've been in cars where there's cameras. They've got cameras in the front, cameras in the back, and
they're videotaping?
There's signs that say, I'm videotaping this ride. They don't say it. There's signs, though, that say, you are being videotaped.
So does that Uber driver then have the...
It's usually when I pick my nose and wipe it on the headrest in front of me.
Right to refuse service? Well, then, your stars are going to go down, bro. Which I've never understood that rating system.
Well, I think they were trying to get people, to act right. I don't even know. Okay, I haven't taken an Uber in so long.
What if you get in dressed like a Tesla terrorist? Like you're sitting there and you've got your mask on and you got your hoodie on and you're wearing pajama pants and you get in the car. At that point in time where my cameras can't pick up what you look like, am I like, excuse me, sir, you're going to have to take off your mask or, you can't ride in this car. Do you have the right to do that and refuse service? Because you remember that when that guy turned down that big rapper in Detroit, that didn't go over well.
Yeah.
For him.
I don't know. You're the Uber driver. I mean, you would know more about Uber regulations than I would.
I don't know if you have the right to... like I said, I don't do it enough to know the ins and outs. I do it for some spare change here and there.
No, I understand that, but don't they email you because you're signed up as a driver and you have the app and you have all that on your phone?
Like, you read those emails? Come on.
You don't even read work emails. So
legal binding documents. You just say, I agree.
Do you know how many stars?
I don't have time to read 17 pages about whether or not I can ask a person to take off their mask.
Do you know how many stars you have as a driver? I'm still doing good, bro. I'm still doing really well. 4.93. So that means somewhere along the way, I annoyed some other driver because I'm not
as a rider, I'm a
5.
5.0.
Yeah, but you never ride.
But I've taken like 4 rides in my life.
Yeah.
As a driver, I am, let's see. I don't know what it is.
It says I'm not verified. Is this like Twitter? You have to pay to everybody now to get verified?
Yes, you got to pay to get verified.
What drivers see?
Jack Dorsey took it over. No, he was just like, if he likes you, then you're verified. Let's see here. I don't know how to check. Oh, it says right next to my profile. 4.99. On that front.
As a driver?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
4.99.
I wonder why you don't have 5.0.
I don't know.
Somebody didn't
piss somebody off.
Somebody didn't appreciate your candor, apparently.
I'm not. It must have been that one guy that was dressed like a Tesla terrorist that I said, no, I can't give you a ride.
Sport. Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.